Hi, I'm Adam C, and welcome to another car graveyard with some JDM treats. Now, this has been subject to a few thefts recently. We've got to tell you a story about what's going on, but first, let's take a look around and see what we can find. I'm also here with James from Road to Rust. We drove 5 hours to get here together through flooded areas and storms and stuff. And a massive thanks to Brett Barnes. He's also filmed content here, and he's told us about it. Let us in. We have permission to be here and have a look at some MR2s, apparently. So it's anyone's guess how long some of these cars have been parked up for. This one isn't an MR2, this is an E30 BMW 3 Series Cabriolet. Now, I don't know how watertight this roof is, especially considering it's been... yeah. Well, I do know how watertight this roof is, and... oh my goodness gracious me. There's no interior. There is a very spherical gear knob there. Cobwebs all over the driver's side. Let's close that before it disintegrates. Tax disc 2006, and around this side it's quite sad. This isn't the only E30 here, so they've taken all the interior out. And look, you've got the M Sport grille hiding inside as well with those double headlights. And I can't really see the mileage. It says 145,000 miles. Yeah, MR2 Mark II is the theme here. I think there's about 15 in total. Various different trim levels and types, although these are all hard tops. So there's a T-top there, another one there, another one there. There's a few T-tops, Targas, and some of them have spoilers, some of them do not. And luckily I'm in the correct footwear. I shouldn't get any stingings. Oh, I've just been stung. Oh, it's got a swimming pool of wheel nuts, and this has been grown into this MR2. The key barrel's a bit loose. It is a bit of a sad sight seeing all these cars here. They've got history, they've got past, but look at this one right in the corner here. Oh my God, a cat! That one is right against the wall here. We've got another white example here, blue. Most of them are blue, and then we've got the grey. I don't think... oh, I've just been stung again. That's not really meant to be open, it just is, so it won't open anymore. Jeez, these are heavy. Spare wheel still there, still intact. Before we talk about the thefts that have occurred, I'm happy to say that there is actually security cameras here on site, so you can't do that. We'll speak to Brett about it later on, and I'll show you exactly what's been taken and the whole history of this yard, why they're all sat here. The MR2s especially. This door is open here. Got 166,000 miles and a very green interior. These two are in contact with each other, I think. They've actually inserted one into the other. That's very clever. And hopefully we can... I don't know if it's just heavy or if there's resistance, but you can see a bit of the engine there. So I don't know what future has in store for these. You can see it's very moist inside. Oh, so you've got the 5-speed manual box there. That actually doesn't look too bad compared to the rest. We'll leave that area for now because there is plenty more to look around, including this Mark II Mazda MX-5. Look, it's got the chrome wheels. This is a 2.5, so a little bit later, 2005 plate Mazda MX-5. And... oh, that doesn't look too bad, actually. Oh my goodness gracious me, it's supercharged. Fair enough. Now, this video has been sponsored by the guys at Car Vertical. So when you're buying a car, you don't want to find, no offense, anything like this. So Car Vertical is essential for when you're buying, so you can do all the relevant checks before you buy. So you can find out if it's been marked as scrap, if it's been stolen, which is the theme for this video, and everything else. Let me show you an example. So imagine, if you can, that you've just bought an Astra, you've put the VIN in, or the number plate, in Car Vertical immediately tells you that this vehicle has been damaged, and you can scroll along to photos as evidence of that. So this was heavily damaged and could have been put back on the road without you even knowing if you had not done a Car Vertical check. Of course, using my discount code of AdamC as ever gets you 20% off your Car Vertical report, which is in the video's description. But it's not just damage, it's commercial use check, mileage, financial, registration and legal status checks, and thefts, and natural disaster exposures. But quite the eye-opener as to why Car Vertical is essential for when you're buying a car. Let's go round to one of the Celicas. Is this a beehive? Looks like a beehive. The door is actually open on this. I'll close it afterwards. Is that from a beehive as well? I don't think it is. So we've got the Celica Turbo here with 134,000 miles. It seems to be an average of about 150. It's got the sunroof that actually looks to be... Oh no, it is leaking. No, okay. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt here, but no, it doesn't shut. You can see why this has been parked. Now we go to some almost JDM. This is the Lexus, but in front of the Lexus is a Toyota. This is an Altezza. A bit rarer than the IS200. Bit of moss on the door, but then inside, it's not the best, but it's not the worst either. That doesn't shut. I think the actual lock on the... Oh, it does shut. Well done. I'm a genius, a mechanic. So let's have another look at the Lexus. I'm guessing because of the wheels, it is the Lexus, not the Toyota variant. It should be fairly luxurious inside. Yes, it is a Lexus. So there you go. Look at that absolute luxury. Sunroof as well. And then we've got the mismatched boot lid. I want to have a look at this. Okay, I reckon these are a future classic. The Toyota RAV4, specifically the 3-door. The number plate is a bit makeshift on this. And yes, the rear boot is locked, but it swings open. But look, it's got 4 seats. I think I'd love one of these as a little run around daily. However, maybe not this one. Flat tyre and not in the most operable of conditions. It also blocks in an E46 BMW 3 Series Cabriolet, which is locked, but I don't think that really matters too much. That interior is not bad. It's been used for storage, it seems, and has been parked up next to another Mr. 2 over here. Mark II Toyota MR2, another red example that has not been treated to the Ferrari replica service. Tax has been paid. It's got a black roof, suggesting it's had a bit of... Oh, maybe it hasn't. Maybe it needs a bit of that. And again, like the bonnet or engine cover is open, but hard to access still. Oh, it's another Toyota Celica. I think this generation, I remember when I was a kid, that was the era that these were all driving around, and you really don't see them anymore. I don't know if this is actually going to unlatch for me. Let's see, here you go, twin cam. That is the weathered engine bay. Let's keep, oh my God, the whole bonnet is loose. Yeah, wasn't me. I don't think that's the most of its worries. Wow, the amount of greenery in here. This one's automatic and has only done 89,000 miles. And then you've got the rear Celica badgings there that's come off here because it's got no rear lights or anything. And it's parked with a very honest Volkswagen Polo. It's the same door handle as my Porsche 944 Turbo. How about that? Doesn't look horrendous. The seats have done quite well to not go too green. It's green on the carpet well. In fact, there's an entire ecosystem down in the passenger footwell there. 118,000 miles. It smells mossy in the Polo. By this little Golf Cabriolet, and there's quite a few cabs here. They're not going to be the best inside. This door handle is actually broken, so I can't have a look inside, and it's very moist in there. It's got a Momo steering wheel and is missing the front wing, well, the front end is missing on this Volkswagen, and it's next door to where we started the video, the Subaru, probably the most modern car here, WRX STI. Let's have a look at its boxer engine that isn't there. There we go. There's some evidence as to why it is here, but it has been here for a little while. Next door to the Subaru Justy, all-wheel drive. Now, we do have a 350Z here, and obviously being the owner of one, I can tell you more about it if it is actually open, but this will have central locking, so it probably has been locked, but it's got no gearbox or anything installed in it, I'm guessing, because there's no gear stick. The rear lights need replacing, certainly. There's nothing untoward that I can notice, because normally they rust around the arches, and there's absolutely no rust on the surface, really, whatsoever. So this is probably less rusty than my 350Z. MR2s once again, and the fire truck. I don't know much about this other than it says Zluk. Zluk.
It puts out fires.
It puts out fires and is a truck.
Glad to help.
Also, look, it's got, I don't know if these are to make it UK viable or if it went to the...
Well, it's left-hand drive.
Okay, that's to make it UK viable. There you go. You're smarter than me. You've been doing that. James does a lot of these car graveyards. And
because I'm older than you.
It's common sense. Oh, there we go. Have a look inside. It's manual, 3 pedals, and a tree is growing inside. 12,000 miles?
Kilometres.
Kilometres. Sorry, yeah, you're smarter than me. But it might be 112, might be 512.
This logo is a bit like Soviet.
I was thinking that, yeah.
I kind of feel like this is like a bit of a Ukrainian kind
Yeah. But then we move on to the first victim of thefts. Now, this E30 has unfortunately had wheels taken from it. But of course, we know exactly what wheels have been taken. So if they ever come up on Marketplace, it'll be straight away, oh, they're the ones that have been taken. They're obviously 4x100 on the E30, and they are staggered wheels. So they can't just go on any car, for example. It has to be an E30. So a bit of a weird thing to be taken. But look, they put it up on these wheels, and then they just kind of dumped the back on the hub, which is, I think, rather rude. But luckily, the body kit has remained. And a little bit sorry to see that. There's a few other things that have been taken that we'll go through a little bit later. But the engine was never there, so they didn't steal the engine.
that we know of.
No, yeah.
He might not have opened
He might not have checked. Oh, wait a minute, the engine's been taken as well.
So I love that he's had stuff nicked and we're just here laughing about it.
We're not laughing.
It's supposed to be helping.
There's no badges or anything, but it's obviously M Sport bits and body kits. But one of the standout cars is this Mitsubishi Legnum here. Cornish JDM sticker is on this one. It's got a bit of a fart cannon exhaust around the back, and looks like this one's been jacked up onto its hubs as well. But I don't think it's down to theft, although it's again on the hub. So I don't really want to try and open the door because I don't want to ruin its structural integrity. Not that it has much. It's got no dashboard in it. Very moist inside. But I'm sure you would have noticed the FTO with its massive spoiler on the back and the exhaust. That's the fart cannon that is actually not attached. This is quite Instagrammable apparently. Well, not anymore for reasons that you'd want. And then also the dashboard has been taken out of this as well. But this car has also been victim of theft. The wheel quick release has been taken. And that's why the door doesn't really close anyway. So this is another car that's had parts stolen from it. So obviously people see this. They saw Brett's video thinking this is an abandoned yard. This land is owned by someone. These cars are going to be owned by someone as well. So the person who owns the land, who owns the cars effectively, has put on security cameras and various theft measures put in place that we'll talk about a little bit later to stop the petty things from happening, because it is just petty at the moment. Another MR2 here. This one very mossy once again and is open. Doesn't look horrendous inside. But Hawkeye viewers might have noticed there's a Mazda RX-8 that is here. So the wheel was taken off by the people that put it here. So it has these wheels on it originally, and one of them has been used to prop up the Polo. And I think that might have been by the criminals that visited the yard rather than taking the wheel. But look, I love these RX-8s. I had one for about a summer. Look, there's suicide doors here. Lovely. And they've got 50-50 weight distribution. Good handling cars, LSD. I'm actually tempted to look a bit more into this RX-8. I can't remember where the bonnet latch is, if it's on the driver's side or I'm sure it's on the driver's side. I should remember due to the amount of times I had to open it when I had one. There we go. So we should hopefully see a Renesis rotary. There it is, you see? 50-50 weight distribution because it's mounted so far back in the engine bay. There's even a bent kitchen knife here to bridge the batteries gaps. Now, neighbouring the RX-8 is quite a rare variant of the Celica. This is a GT4 Turbo. Not only that, it is also a wide-body lightweight variant. It's a homologated special for the rally cars. There are only a handful of these, and I don't really want to... There we go. There is the unit. So it needs a bit of work. It's got the air filter there, like a bit of a mushroom, and so we've got TRD graphics on it. And inside, some shredded plastic, suggesting that maybe a mouse has gone to town in here. 130,000 miles has this Celica GT4, so one of the rarest cars here, next door to another MR2, how'd you know? There's also a few Volvos here on site, included a proper estate wagon rear-wheel drive slidey boy with doors that do open, showing this lovely blue interior. Have a look at that. It's all very packed full of stuff. Oh, I've got parked up next to front-wheel drive, but the 5-cylinder turbo. Blue is the original colour. It's had a bit of a history, so it's had new sides put on it with no handles. We've also got the Subaru Legacy. Some of these cars are looking a little bit less abandoned. Civic race car. And we have this real London taxi on display. That's quite an impressive scene. So we can have a look inside and, ooh, funky smell. I can't quite place. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's got a weird smell inside. We'll leave that to it. I'm sure it's had a bit of a life, this car, giving various people various lifts of various different opinions. There is another Mitsubishi here, Legnum, and the other Volvo. I like this one. Who's this? Status error sticker on the Volvo badge. This is a bit of a work in progress, as you can see, by the professional Alcata bicycle with a nice bit of rust. Oh, that is, yeah, rubbish. Anyway, back to Volvo. This is cool. What is it, a 244? I'm not very good at, it's locked is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I've just noticed, in the corner, another MR2 with tyres on it. You can see why I didn't notice it before. There is a Toyota MR2 underneath those tyres. And now we come to this Lexus LS400. I think this one had been in a little accident and then has been parked ever since, but could actually run with a bit of a battery. It's got no exhaust on it. It's got the 1UZ, 1UZ engine. Is it actually? Oh, dearie me. Oh, I can't be bothered. We'll look inside instead. Yeah, not horrendous. Looks operable. But around the corner is where we're going to conclude with this Toyota Corolla Torino, but this is the first of the front-wheel drive ones this generation, so wasn't as desirable as the rear-wheel drive ones that you're probably familiar with, but as a result it's actually quite rare. So it's an import, it's got slightly different rear ends to the ones that you might see in the UK of this generation. The Apex Twin Cam 16 Toyota Sprinter Torino. I think it's Trino. I've never known how to pronounce that. Trino.
No, true.
Don't know. We are closer to the workshop that houses these cars and owns these cars. So these ones aren't quite as derelict as the other yard we saw earlier. For example, this Toyota MR2 actually has, hopefully, a future in store. They're going to put K20 turbo in it and make it a drag car. So that's the plan. I think when they bought it, they took it down a drag strip as it is visually, which is pretty cool to see. And what isn't cool to see in this wind is this Renault Megane Cabriolet. It's probably the most barnacles on the, I know they're not barnacles, the mouldy, mossy stuff of the day. Wonky number plate, bit of a cracked lens there. So this is a bit of an anomaly out of the collection because it's not an MR2, for example. It's been left here. Then of course we've got some EP3 content, more MR2s and more Civics as well. And then we have a pair of Mitsubishi GTOs that have digested James somewhat.
I'm glad I've fallen in love with this. Look how much spec and stuff there is in it.
Oh yeah.
Active aero.
It's got active aero, has it? Where? Oh yeah, look there. Yeah. So there you go, ahead of its times.
Active aero.
But to conclude, we have caught up with Brett just to tell us a little bit more about exactly what is going on here, and it's all your fault as well.
I know, apparently it's all my fault. I owe my mate about £100 worth of wheels and all sorts of stuff, steering wheels, everything. Basically, it all started with the fact that I made videos at my mate's car graveyard, and the reason why I added that as sort of status is because it makes it more interesting. If I just said a storage yard, it's not as interesting, is it? So started doing videos on a Lexus LS400. Everyone started watching it, and then I went up one day to film a video and noticed that the E30, which you've probably just seen, on the floor, and thought, oh, I don't think my mate would have left that on the floor like that. So I called him, and then all of a sudden it sort of reality kicked in and thought someone's been up here. And then I checked all my footage and realised that other things are gone as well. So for some reason people think that they can just go and steal stuff, and apparently because I called it abandoned, that gives them the right to do it.
But there, we've got more security in place now. There's security cameras, and also all of that yard is going to be moved to a much more secure yard now anyway, so it's been a bit of a kickstart. A blessing in disguise, hasn't it?
That's the thing, like, they're not really taken, they've been a bit stupid really, because they're not really taken much items worth of value really. So it could have been a lot worse.
So for me and this V8 swapped Honda S2000, that was pretty much that. I mean, the cars have been abandoned, but they're not, you know, traditionally left to rot. That is not actually something that happens in the UK very often. Every piece of land is owned by something. Every car is still owned by someone. You can't just think, oh, I'm going to apply for the logbook. No, that is not the way to do it. So I hope you enjoyed that video. A little look around the Japanese cars and various others here, and S2000 3000 and the Turbo Civic. So thanks James for bringing us all the way down here. There's links to James and to Brett down in the video description, as well as the Car Vertical sponsor and Adam Seafest tickets on the 3rd of May. Hopefully we'll see MR2s in better nick and other JDM and Japanese cars there. Classic supercars, everything. Look forward to it. I'll see you then, and I'll see you in the next video. Hit that bell when you subscribe to be notified for when that goes live. But for now, thanks for watching.